And we're back a day late. Apparently electricity is important, Ram, where you're from, brother. Is that right?
Yeah, well, I'm no stranger to power outages. Apparently, here in this area.
Yeah. So long story short is that Ram had a tanning bed installed, blew up the whole town. Guys, we're back with Rogue Actions. We're up and running straight
Look,
up.
I tried to make myself a little bit darker for y'all. It's just it goes against my body. It won't let it happen.
Even the machine said, and I'm not touching that. Straight up. Guys, hit the subscribe button, thumbs up, all the fun stuff. We are a day late. We had some issues recording yesterday. Apologies. But hey, better late than never. So here we are. We're up and running, and we've got some fantastic topics again this week. It's a little bit of a slow news week in the game anyway in Swgoh at the moment. But we've got some other cool stuff to talk about. Some cool, some not so cool. And of course, we've got a really, really wicked Ram Rage, as always, on Ram's channel. So don't forget, hit the sub button on Rams. The link will be below, I promise. I know I missed it last week, and I'm still copping flack for it, but I'll make sure it goes on today, and we'll be up and about, I promise. So apologies for last week. But yeah, straight up, we got 3 topics on this channel, this particular video. 3 on Rams as well. Link will be there. Go and check out both to see the whole conversation. There is a lot to cover today. Way too much for just one video. So Ram, it's great to have you, mate. How's it been? I know that you're really, really disappointed that 3v3 is done. I know how much you love that game mode. Huge fan of it. Mate, how you feeling? Are you going to be okay? Good answer. Love it, mate. Fantastic stuff. So, yeah, man, we are up and about. But, yeah, we got 5v5. Everyone feels a little bit more comfortable with that. But we got some serious topics to talk about. We're going to start with the meme of the week. Of course, dedicated to Minnie, who left us way too soon. Of course, a bit of a Tuscan flavour today, actually. We got a little bit of that, Ram. We got speed limit enforced by sniper. Tuscan Raider noises intensify, baby. There we go. There's today's meme. It's the best I could come up with.
I don't even know what Tuscans do.
Stop wailing. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. For those that have no idea what we're talking about, go and watch a live stream on Rams GAC on Twitch. It's some funny stuff, and you'll hear that from time to time. After all this time, he still doesn't know what
usually say some
Tuscans
dumb
do.
shit.
Yeah, but that's nothing new.
Don't forget.
Let's talk about the first topic. Let's dive straight in. Let's get into it because we got a lot to talk about with this one. And I'm going to cover something that we kind of glossed on, I think, about a month or so ago, but it's intensified, I found, in the past week or so. We have a very, very intense game schedule when it comes to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. There is a lot to do. There isn't a lot of time in between guild events these days. Ram, of course, you know that. There are days that, of course, there isn't a huge amount to do, but for leaders, guild leaders and officers, the job never ends. That's especially at the pointy end as well. And don't forget, of course, for every single leader or officer out there, big props to you guys. It's voluntary. And honestly, you guys just go above and beyond for your guilds. So kudos to you. We don't say that enough. For you guys. But long story short is I've discovered, again, speaking to some of my guildmates over the last week or so, that there is some serious intensity when it comes to this game in guild events lately. And that's been made even stronger by the crate raid for a few different reasons. But just to quickly gloss over it, we of course have territory battles that go all week, and if you're doing, of course, the new territory battle, it's very intensive, okay, if you're doing the new one. You've then got territory war 24 hours after, like immediate. There is no, it used to be a 1 day break between TBs and territory wars. That's now gone. That no longer exists. And then, of course, in the middle of that, you get 1 day break till another territory war straight in. And then, of course, you do finally get a good day's break leading into territory battles again, where you can try and get your house in order, which is great. But the crate raid poses a big problem, and that problem is this, Ram. And the problem is that you are now on a 48-hour lockout when it comes to the crate raid. So quite often, you have a new recruit coming in, for instance, into a guild, or you have someone leaving for a holiday or some time away, or for whatever reason. They want to go casual, just take it easy, take a couple of weeks off the game at the higher level, mid to high tier. You are sacrificing rewards now, raid rewards, to do this, okay? Because there's a 48-hour lockout. So if you leave, you can't join a raid for 48 hours. And the majority of the time, they roll over so quickly, you can't get into that groove. You can miss the join really, really easily unless you're super, super organized and prepared. On the flip side, if, for instance, you decide to come back again or you leave to go to another guild at the end of, say, a territory battle, if you're helping out a guild, you again miss out for 48 hours. You cannot join again. You can potentially, quite often, miss 2 full crate raid worth of rewards, to give you an idea. And that poses a huge problem because that's actually stopping recruiting. That's actually hurting recruiting. It's hurting people moving to a better guild that they may want to join, something that certainly suits their play style. Or Ram, I want your opinion. Do you see that as an okay sacrifice? If you want to join a guild, well, I mean, that's the price you're going to pay to do that. I find that recruiting is hard enough in this game as it is, and I've seen it on the coalface, right? I want to know your opinion, Ram, on whether maybe I'm going too far with this or whether it's a legitimate problem or not.
No, the 48-hour lockout is we've done so long with having a 24-hour lockout for raids, and that was allowing murking and all various other forms of recruitment and whatnot. With this, what person is going to sit there and say, you know what, I have the opportunity to go into an amazing guild, but I'm going to miss out on maybe 2 times the raid rewards, miss out on some Relic 9 mats, miss out on some Relic 8 mats. I'm going to miss out on some crucial gear that I might need for some characters, some of these new characters that I'm working on to go into a bigger guild. But then you have to justify, is it worth it in the long term? Does the long-term investment eat the short-term loss that you're going to suffer?
And that's the question to ask. I honestly think that it's pretty harsh. I understand the reasoning for the 48-hour lockout. I get it. It's to kill off murking. And we all know, for anyone that's played this game long enough, it's a window where there's no guild events on, that others can go to, high players can go to smaller guilds, get some better rewards or extra rewards, and then come back to your home guild again and participate back into the guild events. I understand that that's an issue. That always has been. As long as this game's been around, raids were invented. People have been able to do this consistently. It started at the very start. This is not a new thing. And certainly the 48-hour lockout has absolutely killed that. But it's also killed the opportunity of people to move. I, for instance, was speaking to someone who wanted to join my guild and said, look, I'm not going to. And I said, why? They said, well, I'm going to miss out on rewards, on raid rewards. I can't afford to do that in this day and age. I need it for my gear. I need it for my roster. I'm actually going to hurt myself by missing out on it, even though I'm going to get a good opportunity when I get there. It's a front up, net loss immediately. And that's really hard to swallow and to convince people to forego. I think that's certainly a huge, huge problem, isn't it? I think there's just not a big enough window at the moment that you can balance the player movement if you need to do that, as well as making sure that people don't get caught out on raids or rewards. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, it's the burnout in general, man. Burnout in general is just,
it's rough.
Everybody's feeling it. And when I say everybody, there's not a guild right now that I'd be willing to say has absolutely zero burnout. And I speak from me and Heinze from the tip top all the way down.
Oh yeah.
I think that everybody has some form of burnout that they are experiencing within their guild from the massive amount of stuff. We went from years like 2018 or 2019 and 2021, I think were the slow years. We went from years like that with there was nothing happening.
Yeah.
And everybody complained, myself included, everybody complained, there's nothing to do in this game. There's nothing going on. There's nothing happening.
Yeah.
And what did CG hear from that? Let's give you all the things. Let's give you Conquest, run it at the same time with TB. Let's give you GAC. Let's run it at the same time with Conquest and TB. Let's give you GAC, run it at the same time with TWs, which if you're in a TW-focused guild, becomes a hassle in and of its own self. There's not much breaks in between.
Yeah. And we're seeing
it's hurt. We're feeling the burnout.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. There is no letting up. There's no window we can go, you know what, guys? Been going a bit hard. Maybe we'll just take a territory war off. You know, something like that, where you could just, for whatever reason, it doesn't need to be territory war. You know, I mean, raids, obviously, you know, the problem with raids is you can't leave it too long because then you lose tickets. Like, you're missing out on tickets to get rewards. You need to launch them almost automatically, in all honesty, to make sure that you don't, you know, waste tickets, you know, raid tickets. That's the thing. So you need to almost launch them at the right time, almost straight away.
Right. But the problem with launching it at the right time is that right time is usually right at the end of a previous raid.
Correct. Well, it runs straight into the other.
Because if you're doing your 600 tickets, you're getting enough tickets by the end of that 3-day period that's required to have the raid run. You're getting the 3-day period, getting that 600 tickets, getting the amount of tickets required to launch a new one. And like you said, it's gonna negatively impact the guild if we don't launch it immediately after. And so it's like, we just finished this raid. Now we got to go back into this raid again.
Let's go again.
And it's just, oof.
It's rough. It is really,
is there
really
too
rough.
much stuff going on in this game right now?
Yeah, I mean, that's the question you got to ask, isn't it? Straight. Let us know.
I hazard to say that.
Let us know in the comments below what you guys think. Maybe we're looking into it too much. Maybe you guys don't agree with us. We'd love to hear from you guys. That's what it's all about. We'd love to hear your opinion, certainly. But let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear it. Let's talk about the last topic on mine as well, if we can today. And of course, we're imminent for the Cal Kestis Legendary. At some point soon. Not necessarily this week, though. There was certainly a cryptic post, which when I glossed through it, read that, you know, Kel's release is going to be this week. It's not. The actual events in the lead up to the Cal Kestis Legendary event are actually finishing this week. So just be aware, guys. Don't panic, because I actually got in a bit of a panic thinking, gee, Cal's coming later this week. I better get my house in order. That's not the case. I think it was actually not worded great, to be honest. So just be wary. The events, if you need to get the shards and to do the events, finishes this week. So make sure you get onto it if you haven't already. But my question...
Surprise, a post from CG not worded right.
Well played, sir. Well played. Hey, look, let's talk Cal's kit, though. This is the thing. We haven't got it yet, of course. My concern is this, and we know he's going to be, I'm pretty sure, a territory battle character, if I'm correct. I think it's going to be pretty territory battle heavy. I think that they mentioned at some point along the way. I was speaking to TJ actually the other day. He mentioned, no, it's a TB character. So anyway, I'm just going off what I've heard. Maybe wrong again if I am. But my concern is this. It's a big faction when Cal Kestis is going to be a Jedi, right? There's a lot of characters that are Jedis. And we know in the past, when a new character's been added to a pretty solid faction, generally breaks it. Now, I'm not saying it will. But what I am saying is that if Cal's kit is evident of what we've seen in the lead up for the prerequisites already, so all the characters we've had with Saw Gerrera loop, with Ser and also Cal broken before they're even released,
Marin broken.
And Marin too. Odds on Cal's going to be an issue. That's my opinion. Now, you know, I may be wrong, and I hope I am. But I think you know, if you're a betting man, I think the odds are on my favor. I'm just saying. I think that we're certainly going to have some sort of broken Jedi synergy. Ram, am I just expecting the worst again, mate? Am I at this point right now, or is this legit? Because I just see we're going to sit here and go, dude, it's broken. Like, I hope not, but, you know, what's your opinion?
Oh, I can absolutely, I would say, not even think that there's going to be a issue with his release. I would full on expect an issue with his release at this point, because let's just be fair. I think we've covered this in previous Rogue Actions. We're something like 3 or 4 months right now of straight, like, every single release of whatever they have brought into the game has been some form of glitchy, bugged, not working as intended. Everything. Yeah. You can't name something in the most recent history that hasn't been glitched out.
Yeah.
So I would expect him to be bugged. To what extent? I don't know. maybe he's not supposed to work with Galactic Republic characters, and he does. Maybe he's, maybe he's going to completely derail a Jedi Master Luke team and take away Jedi Knight Luke.
Will he be a lifter unit? That's the question. Will he be a lifter unit to say JML for Jedi Master Luke? Like, would he possibly be a lifter unit, or are they going to go, dude, nah, we're not pairing him up
I
with
really
Luke?
hope he's not. I really hope that he's someone that can take the Jedi that we don't use. Kanan, Ezra, for instance, right? Those, a couple of those Jedi. I'm a Gundai, people like that. Plo Koon, East Koth, some of these lower tier Jedi that are just like,
I like the idea. But
I would like to see him kind of just make a third or a fourth Jedi team.
Yeah, but there's
do I think that's going to happen? Probably
there.
not.
There's no synergy there. It makes no sense. Like, none at all. Like, you can't.
No.
Certainly we know certain Jedis work better with others. We know that. But I think that if you bring in a legendary character, like if you look at CLS. I mean, you chuck him in the CLS team, but you can use other rebels with him. It's just not as good. I mean, it's got to have some sort of overall synergy there somewhere, doesn't it? Like it just would have to be. And
what I'm hopeful is that his lead would give synergy to the unaligned Force users, right? So you would have a team for Seer, for Ahsoka Fulcrum, or
but what's the point of having the Jedi faction tag then? Just keep him unaligned.
That's fair.
I mean, that's the point. Like, he has to have Jedi synergy. And you can't just go, I'm just going to pick that one, that one, that one, that one. Certain teams are going to be better than others, but bet your bottom dollar there are going to be theory crafters left, right, and center with the kits release going, okay, how's it going to work with JML? Like, it's going to be absolutely, that's the first port of call. How can we make JML work with Cal? That's going to be the question.
I think JMK is pretty set in stone. I don't think anybody's going to worry about JMK. Because
that's more Galactic Republic. I think that's more Galactic Republic, not necessarily Jedi. But Cal is Jedi. They said he is Jedi. So, yeah, anyway.
I think that one and Jedi Knight Revan, those two teams might be hurting.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, let us know in the comments below what you guys think. We'd love to hear from you guys, of course. We've got the other half of the video, of course, on Rams as well. We're not done yet. Let's go over there. We've got a really, really fun rage, actually, today. Looking forward to that one. And, it's we touched on it a little bit in this video, but we're going to go ham on Rams' side of things. Don't you worry about that. Link will be below, I promise. Sorry, I'm an idiot. I'll fix it, I promise. I'll make sure I put it in this week. And we'll be ready to go, and we'll be back again next week, Ram. Maybe on time. Maybe. We'll see how we go. You can find me on Kick Friday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern. You can see our boy Ram on Twitch as well. Ram 001. And we'll be up and running, ready to go, guys. Just look for the Power Guy. You can't miss him. See you guys. Have a good one. Bye.